G'day, Steve. How are you today?
I'm doing great. Hi, Phil. How goes life in Australia?
It's pretty good. We always talk about the weather, so it's getting colder here, warmer there, I assume.
Yeah, it's dang near 25 degrees here. Or for you US people, 85 degrees.
Yeah. Wow. At least it's not so hot that you've taken your T-shirt off.
No, I thought about it, but my T-shirt is reflecting of my mood. Drinking made easy. Cheers. What are we going to talk about today?
What I wanted to talk to you about, I was having a discussion with one of my customers. I was having my perennial argument about local dependencies versus global.
So this is where cancel culture needs to come in. We need to cancel local dependencies.
Yeah, that's always been my starting position. And then this guy pushed back a bit and went, yeah, I understand all that. But he says, we have a situation where pretty much in the lowest parts of their models in the BOM, he says, to me, it makes sense to use a local dependency. And I said, why is that? And he says, with the local dependency, I know it only exists in that one place. I know against that component exactly what it does. It's something we hardly ever need to touch. And so we could ignore it, if you like. Where he says, if I put a global one in there, then I have to start thinking, if I do need to make a change, where else is it used and will it still work in some of those other places? So that was his argument.
Yeah, and my first comment is, why are you even using variant configuration if you're using local dependencies? Because if you have that little variation, sorry, just have a static BOM and there you go. Have a nice day. But I will admit that most of the PLM vendors that I have worked with, and that's 3 or 4, generate what's known as local dependencies if and when they deal with any kind of variant. And then when they integrate with SAP, they expect to pass that local dependency over and just create a local in SAP and not worry about it.
Yeah, I think that's true. They have an external program, if you like, that's a bit like a configurator, but at the end of the day, it heads towards the static, if you like, in the way it treats assemblies and things like that. But yeah, it was an interesting take. I suppose sometimes you can advise for all the good reasons why you shouldn't go down that path. But I suppose it's one of those things SAP provided and people can choose to use it. Like we obviously know the disadvantages. You end up with just a number and no context to what it does unless you go look at it.
Yeah, and really that's all low-level config stuff. There's nothing happening there in high-level config because it's the bill of materials explosion, which is part of low-level config. Even though the bill of materials can explode in high-level config, it's technically it's low-level. And I keep coming back to there's a great presentation out there on the CWG document share that eLogic did, and they talk about configurable BOMs, and they talk about BOM groups and group BOMs. Yes. And they're not the same thing.
No.
But in my mind, when you look at that presentation and you talk about local dependencies, now it makes some sense. My advice would be to anybody is to go out. I want to say that's from like 2013 or something, but maybe we can find the link and post it with this video.
I think it's even on there, might be on their website blog as well. But yeah, definitely on the CWG. We can dig it out.
Phil, have a wonderful evening. We'll talk to you, morning in your case. We'll talk to you a couple of weeks.
Yeah, sure. Okay. Thanks, Steve.